Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Fitness Fridays. I'm Dr. Johnny, and I'm really excited to start another week with you when it comes to our fitness and our health. So to start this week, we're going to be looking at diaphragm breathing, the core, and abs. And when we look at the muscles of the core, one of the most important things to remember is can't view it as one muscle. We have to view it as a total round muscle. When we have the rectus abdominis, which is up front, we have our transverse abdominis, which is on the inside here. And then when we look at the other big muscles, it's the internal obliques and the external obliques, but as well as the erector spinae and some of the muscles that line your spine that helps with our total core. So when it comes to the most important thing I wanted to talk about today was proper diaphragm breathing. And so we breathe roughly 22,000 times a day. Could you imagine that? And so when you think about breathing, the idea is not to be a chest breather, but to be a belly breather. I call it the Buddha belly. And imagine why we have such tight necks, tight muscles up here. You're breathing 22,000 times a day. If you're using your chest and breathing like this, there's going to be a lot of strain and sprain through there. So when it comes to diaphragm breathing, I'm going to go through a couple techniques with you first. So what I like to do, one, is I put my hand on my chest and on my belly. And when I take a deep breath, I want to make sure that my belly is coming out further than my chest. I sometimes like to practice this while I'm going to bed. I'll lay down and I'll make sure when I'm breathing, my belly's coming out instead of my chest, right? As we're working out today, I want you to recognize that we're going to put our hands on our rib cage, bottom of the rib cage. And when I take another deep breath here, I'll see that I'm feeling my obliques, my abs, everything get engaged as I'm breathing. I'm not breathing with my chest. Now, it's okay to breathe with your chest, but you want to imagine that your diaphragm is coming down and it's pulling those muscles down and engaging all the areas of your abs, right? So that's one of the most important things as we're always working out, engage your diaphragm. So let's get into the workout, right? So this is core and abs. Now, the one I want to start with is a standing core exercise. And I'm going to step back so you guys can see everything that I'm doing back here. But the first one is standing knees to elbows. Once again, as always, we're going to do 2 rounds here. And I want us to aim for 20 reps, but I want to remind you, everyone is different. If you can do 10, that's awesome, do 10. If you can do more than 20, hey, you're better than me and even stronger, so I like that. But for the standing core, these are going to be knees to elbows. I love this one, it's a great warm-up. I put my hands up here, all right? And once again, we're always focusing on posture, and I'm bringing my knees to my elbows, all right? So we're going to do 20 of these. Now, the goal is to try and have range and flexibility, but if you can only get this high, that's fine. I want you to feel the core though, or I want you to feel your abs. We're contracting our rectus abdominis, and I'm not hunched over here, putting in a lot of strain and strain through my low back. I'm tall, and I'm bringing my knees up to my chest, okay? This is a great one. I feel this already, all right? So aim for 20 there. The next one we're going to do are dumbbell core stabilizers. So as always, I have my trusty set of 8-pound dumbbells here. And there's 2 different ways we can do these. My first one I always like is I keep the dumbbells close to my body, and this is going to engage the obliques the most. Arms are close to the body, and I twist side to side. I'm staying tall, and I'm twisting side to side, engaging my core. Now I try and keep my head straight. I make sure my knees aren't rotating. And as you can see, my posture here, body's close, arms are tight, and I'm going to aim for 20. Now, if you want to have a little bit of a modified version, I've seen you have the arms out, and we're slowly turning here. Slowly, slow and control. There's nothing fast about this. All right, and I can feel my core engaged, and this is going to be slightly harder. And if you only need 1 dumbbell, keep 1 dumbbell close to your body, and let's go for 20, okay? I already feel it in my abs. Once again, take a second here. Feel your breathing with your diaphragm. Engage that diaphragm. Don't get these tight neck muscles. You're going to come see me if that's the case, okay? Use your diaphragm 22,000 times a day. Feel it in your core. Next, we're going to do a band, right? So these are called pal-off presses. I have my band here, and what I like to do when I'm at home is I take the band and I throw it underneath my bed rail, all right? I have stability here. I'll go on this side so you guys can see me better. And this is a great one. This is pal-off press. So you're going to put it around the band here, and you're going to pull it up and out. You have some resistance, right? I have some resistance here. The band wants to pull me close in. I'm keeping it out here. This is easy enough. Arms are tight, arms are high, and I push straight off. This is a pal-off press. Now I want you to engage your core while we're doing this and use the proper breathing. And I feel my obliques and my rectus abdominis and my transverse abdominis working through this. This one we're going to do 15 times one way, and then you have to work the other side too, okay? Left and right, gotta be aligned, gotta be balanced. So let's go for another 15 here. Cross the body. If it gets hard, take a little step in. If it gets easy, take a step out. And so these are pal-off presses. These are really good for rehab, not only for the core, but for the low back as well. And now lastly, when it comes to doing exercises, a lot of people say, Johnny, with core, can I just do sit-ups? Sure, that's great, but what happens when you do a sit-up is you put a lot of curve and strain through the low back. We know when it comes to the low back, we want a 45-degree curve this way, right? As I do a crunch, I'm turning this curve into the opposite. So I'm not a huge fan of doing a lot of crunches, but what I am a fan of is planks. And so I have my chiropractor table here. When it comes to a plank, I like to do 2 sets. It says 15 seconds up there. I like to do maybe 30, and there's modified versions, right? If you can go the classic plank when you're here on your elbows, that's great. The other one I like to do is I'm on my knees, and I'm just making sure that my spine is totally rounded or totally straight, right? As you can see, I'm not rounded, I'm not hiked up, I'm not hyperlordotic or extreme curve. I should be here. When I do a normal plank, I'm on my elbows here. I want to make sure you guys can see me. But I like to hold this and finish with planks because you're engaging everything. And so I feel it in my core right now. I hope you guys do too. When we do these planks, 15, 30 seconds, and then that's one round. All right. So big key points to take away today is to make sure that we're using our core and using our proper diaphragm breathing. And so then next week, we're going to go through a couple of different things when it comes to the shoulders and the back, and some other things when it comes to the arms as well. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this second week of Fitness Fridays. And as always, stay fit.